time.
We do have.
Call the meeting to order, Board of Commissioners meeting. Can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Bingle,
Here?
Commissioner Blackman,
Here.
Commissioner Copeland.
Sure.
Here. Yes. Thank you. Commissioner Copeland,
Here.
Commissioner Outlaw.
Here.
Commissioner Powell.
Present.
Commissioner Reddick. Commissioner Scott.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you all. So we have public comments to be made. Yes, sir.
Yes, Board, I just had a question first, last meeting. I had, Commissioner Blackman arrived after a roll call and via Zoom. And when I was here, I saw at the very end, after the meeting had adjourned, she was on the screen. This is, since it's a remote meeting, this is actually a conference meeting versus, it's a remote, people are participating remotely. So for the public to understand who's participating, they should be able to see them on the screen, or they should be. If a public doesn't know they're participating, I don't know how the board can know people are participating.
The roll call.
Yeah, I see her point. We should just, and I think they're getting better at it. But just make sure that the remote thing works real well. I mean, there's no reason they can't show like Ms. Blackman is right there on this. Now, if she has her camera turned off, there's nothing we can do about it, right?
Right, I understand that aspect, and I've ran many Zoom meetings, and I know how technology works. It also said that Chairman Scott arrived after, Chair Scott arrived after roll call on Zoom. I was here, and at no time during that meeting, all I heard was Chairman Scott will not be joining us today.
We haven't discussed the minutes yet, and that's going to be a correction to the minutes. We have not approved the minutes yet.
Okay,
They were from, and we have not approved the minutes.
I just see that.
Understood, but they are
Yes,
incorrect.
yes, ma'am.
And so we haven't approved them.
Minutes, review the minutes.
Can we identify who it is on by phone?
My phone. You could ask who's the person on Zoom.
The person that's on by phone, can you identify yourself? You have,
Can you see me?
yeah, we.
No,
can
not
see
you, Ms.
You're
Blackman.
good.
Not you.
And you was
Oh,
someone
okay.
else.
Is somebody else on by phone? Can you identify yourself? You have yourself on mute.
They're gone now.
They were out.
So we be identified as this.
Maybe they come back.
Mhm.
Yeah. New technology, somehow.
For the minutes.
Y'all good with the minutes?
No, well, we wanna make correction.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I think she said that it was the corrected minutes were sent, but it didn't wind
I
up.
provided the corrected
this
minutes,
packet.
but they did not end up in
Right.
this packet, so we can go through what was corrected.
Okay,
They were all my fault.
No, no problem. I was,
Send me the
So-
minutes, Stephanie, I can fix the board packet and send it back out.
Yes, I will.
okay, so under the roll call, it should have been that Pastor Scott, Chairman Scott was not present. He was not on after the Zoom. Roll
but I
call.
was.
Yeah, and I didn't know that either.
See, and I didn't see it.
Because there was a lot of conversation with Jim, and I got on even before Miss Blackman even got on. And I hit Z up saying, why wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't,
I
I
questioned
missed
that
that.
as well.
Right.
Yes.
Cause I even
She
sent a,
told me after the meeting that
He was on.
I even sent a text, why do y'all cut off? Cause Janelle started getting some other conversations I wanted to listen to.
Right.
You
Okay.
know.
So the part about him calling the meeting to order,
Is not correct. I,
Okay.
So that should be Vice Chair
Commissioner-
Bingle.
yeah.
right, bingo, right. So that, yeah, that
And
should
the
be
following
bingo.
roll call, Vice Chair Bingle determined that a quorum.
Right,
That was all
exactly.
me
And then
just
that line,
yes,
going through that.
exactly.
Doing the usual thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That was all I
Copied and
saw.
pasted. Oops.
Is there anything else?
Nope, not that I saw.
Commissioner Copeland was via Zoom.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
was.
Was.
And I think the two, that Vice Chair Bingle was leading the meeting, I think
She did leave.
those were the only things.
And she
And I'll send
says-
those to you, Julianne, so you'll have everything.
Well, I make a motion that we adopt the minutes with the changes that were stated.
I'll second that.
All in favor of accepting the meeting that, as adopted with changes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you all for reading them so.
Appreciate it.
Try to pay attention sometimes.
The records, I appreciate it. Finance report.
Going to be looking at the consolidated income statement ending April 30th, 2023. Total operating revenue for transport is $257,259. For the Ross Grant, $31,117. For New Bern Towers, $394,467. On page 2, total expenses for Trent Court, $398,436. For the Ross Grant, $24,519. For New Bern Towers, $339,420. Total other revenue for Trent Court, $1,473,305. Total profit for Trent Court, $1,322,128. For the Ross Grant, $6,598. And for New Bern Towers, $55,046. Any questions?
Any questions or comments on this? Well,
The only question I have is for further dedication. April 30th. From what to what?
That's year to date.
Thank you. That
We
was
need to
like,
have that up there.
it would be, I mean, I really do like to know.
Okay.
Well, I know you guys know, but
right.
the public particularly.
I'm just
Yes, sir.
mildly confused as to why are these numbers different than the ones we just did in the finance?
It shouldn't be, it's that first page, year to date in your finance report, not the other one.
The first report in the financial. The consolidated.
I was looking at the wrong one.
Yeah.
Got it. Thanks.
The first thing I checked.
The New Bern Towers, what was the $4,400 consulting fee?
That was for the company that came.
They did.
They did that,
Inspection.
that pre-inspection.
Yes.
I make a motion that we accept the financial statement as. Second.
All in favor of accepting their financial statement that's reported, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Executive Director's report.
So the main thing I wanted to kind of share with you all is some of your information. We're moving forward with the audit. At 12/31/23. Julian is in process and we're providing the audit firms the complete information that they need before they come in July to do the field work. That process is going pretty smoothly, but we wanted to go ahead and give the board a very detailed outline for the audit, so that you all will have an expectation of what will be done as it relates to the process related to the audit. Any particular questions at this time?
The only question I have is, will the auditors contact the commissioners to see if they have any?
Yes, sir. Not only that, we'll schedule a meeting. Generally, what I like to try to do is to have an entry and an exit. So one of the things that I'm coordinating with them besides them providing interviews to you all is to also make sure that we do a exit interview, if they are available. The other thing that I'd like to add is we received in the mail today a check for Carolina Avenue for our portion of the deferred developer fees of $43,065.55. So we did receive that in the mail today. As a follow-up to last month's meeting, I did have a meeting with Chief Gallagher. It was a very fruitful meeting, great discussion around the Shop Spotter program. At this time, they're still doing their internal reviews as it relates to what would be a fair cost allocation or what that looks like. So they've not determined that. He was able to give me some very good detailed information on specifically looking at, shots fired and how it's applicable to our development and those things. But as it relates to a cost standpoint, they're a little while away from being able to provide us any specifics on what's needed from them. But I did enjoy the opportunity to sit down with them and talk about it.
What would be helpful is if there are any other sister cities that have adopted that kind of a program.
Yeah, he shared Greenville, North Carolina as one of the communities that did it, and so Mr. Outlaw, he did.
I'm talking about as far as the sponsors.
Yeah. So
Is Greenville doing that?
Yeah, he shared how some of the other communities are reaching out to other business communities to get those sponsorships. And he was even willing to come meet with the board if at the time that he pulls that information together, he was willing to come share with us.
Reggie, did I understand, from an email I saw that the money's in the portal for the admin building or something got approved? That's good news.
Yeah, so thank you. I was gonna save that until it's signed off on, but it's okay. It's okay. So to Commissioner Bingle's point, FEMA has signed off internally. We're waiting on 2 more signatures and then the congressional notification. So once it goes through the Fed sign off, the state sign off, everything else has been approved. It's just sign offs that needs to occur now. And then because it's over a certain dollar amount, they notify the congressional office so that the congressman has the opportunity to make a public announcement that they have allocated this money. But right now it's a little over $2 million that's allocated for us to redo the Charles Taylor building.
So it's just for that, nothing else on the ground.
It's just for the complete renovation of Charles Taylor. But the money is in the portal and it's approved. We just wait on the final sign off.
Again, on that, you brought up a good point. I think something needs to go about redoing that building and if it will be congruent with the master plan.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that was my question. We went in and looked at it. But I thought the designs were pretty good, right? We're moving forward with one of those we had, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We walked it with.
It is sort of the thing, once you put that in there, but looking at it location wise, I mean, it's gonna cohere with the neighborhood, even if it's not exactly like where our new Trent Court stuff looks like, I think. Because it's right next to like Zeb's house, right? The way it's gonna sort of mesh in with that, I think, the way they're looking at it. So I don't know that it would block us in. I mean, I don't think we have to necessarily use that design style for the rest of it I don't think it would be a major.
I think because it was existing, it was easier to go with what was there versus new construction.
Yeah, no, and it's,
It'd be easier. Anything from the architect on our other project we were looking at, the
Yep,
Daniels?
he is, they're moving forward, with the fit plan.
Okay.
And the schematic on that.
Did they ever get the review from on the,
So we got
phase 1 and phase 2, the environmental, you got that?
Environmental, we know what's there because of, some potential, concerns based on the cleaners and
Okay,
other things like that. So there are some environmental concerns that ultimately, when we get to that point,
we'll talk.
we'll have to address. That there's a lot of damage, as you can imagine, to the roof and to the building, and to the membranes of FR Dennis from that standpoint. So there's still a lot, to be done as it relates to the environmental and the structural. Structurally, the building's sound, but the roofs, as y'all can imagine, are completely gone. So, but we're working through that, and the architect is developing a pit plan, and we can go ahead to continue to do that work. Stacy Lee at the school district has continued to be in communication with us as it relates to that aspect.
These roofs can be a problem, I'm telling
They can.
Before we move on, I'm sorry, I was confused on this and now I think I know why I'm confused on this. We're taking a step back. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Because just on I think it's only in the finance packet, not this packet, but I was comparing one from the other, and now I understand. The consolidated income statement, which is the same one here from this packet as in the finance packet. Then when you look at the budget performance, April 2024 for Trent Court, which is page 5 of the finance packet.
It's the
You
finance.
got a variance here, and I think I've identified it. It's in the first column of the year-to-date actual. Your publication expense. On one of them, you got 7255, and the other you got 72,555, which is an order of magnitude.
50.
Okay, so
That was.
got it. Okay, so we got, it was like, that's what was making the numbers not mesh. Got it.
That was definitely the number.
Chair, that's all I have for you under this category.
Okay, so the towers before, do y'all see anything with the Bern towers in court, those reports that they
I
have
do.
questions about?
I do. Numbers are not right. Okay, so if you go back to, and maybe I've missed something, okay? So, I may have missed something. So y'all follow along with me and see if I'm wrong. If we go to our April meeting and we look at the report for Trent Court, for New Bern Towers, it said that we had 102 units occupied. We had 1 move in, no move out. So obviously the month before it was 101, which I believe that was correct. No, and that's not correct because the month before it was 103. So that was in March, it was 103 units occupied. In February, it was 103. In March, it was 102. Now in April, it's 102. And it said we had 2 move-ins and no move-outs.
Hmm.
So that doesn't make sense. Do you see what I'm saying, Reggie?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we need to,
I will.
if you go back, I went back the 3 months and none of it adds up. Also too, it doesn't add up as far as, you got the 1 and 3 bedrooms, then you had 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, and there's no transfers, so I don't see any transfers. So I'm just not sure what happened there.
Yes, ma'am. I'll
Okay.
I'll find.
Okay.
Both Tasha and Pam are in Myrtle Beach at a
Conference.
training and this week. So, but I'll get the answers.
The Trent Court one is correct. And then moving down, when we look at work orders. So if you look at work orders, when you go down, requests received completed, is that in 1 month, the requests that are received, or is that year to
It
date?
should be in 1 month.
Okay, so in March, they had 110 that they received. They had 82 completed and 28 pending
Are
repairs.
you talking,
Towers.
Towers, yes. Again, I'm still on the towers.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good. Everything works with New Bern, with Trent Court. The towers is where the numbers don't seem to work. So for the month of April, They had 326 requests.
So, well, it wasn't a request, so keep in mind, we were preparing for the inspection. So we did the inspection.
And then you had to fix all of those
Fix
things.
All of those things that, so some may have been large, small, or medium, but
Right, so,
a lot of that was self-generated based off of the inspection
okay,
that we did to meet the April
I
22nd.
just, saw that long number. But then you see outstanding requests, and that's 15, but pending repair is 12. So shouldn't those numbers be the same? On other reports, the numbers always match. Pending outstanding requests and pending repairs were always the same amount. But in this case, this one says 15 and pending repair says 12. So that's a discrepancy. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That court understood. So they're like, oh my God, get her out of here today.
No, you're fine.
Any more comments or questions with the tiles in Trent Court?
And where are we at on Trent Court with the police report? I didn't see, it doesn't say zero, it doesn't say anything. Are you still working on that report under Trent Court?
Yes, Pam is still working with Captain.
Well, that's fine. I'm surprised I didn't see 0 or 3 or something. There was just nothing on that, so.
But on the report, we had a discussion with her. She indicated.
Oh, Captain Morrison Brown, yes.
Morrison Brown. So she had indicated when we had the conference call with her that she was going back to the person that does the data stuff within the police department. And what she did say is the kind of report that we had referenced before, because of the change in the system, they may not be able to pull that data in the similar format, but she was gonna go back and talk with him to see if that could be done, or if not, then they would come up with something different. So we're just waiting to hear back from her.
That's fine. Those 2 reports.
Questions, comments, on the Ross?
So go back to Tatum's report. Any updates with the redevelopment commission? Anything on updates?
We're gonna talk about that
That's
later.
later.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I didn't know if that was something that they could.
Any more questions on anything with the,
The only thing we'll add on the walls, we did have a family day a few weeks back. And the kids and the families enjoyed that they put on. She had a lot of community partners out.
how was the participation? You had partners, but how was the participation?
Yeah, they had to pull families out a little bit.
Yeah.
But they provided food, so that's always.
That's okay.
So that part went over well, and they had icy, like ice cream making company and ices and that kind of stuff. So that helped to pull the families out. They also had a information session this month with the tenants on renters insurance. So they had a real estate agent, not real estate, an insurance agent come out to talk to the residents about the importance of renters insurance and how they could benefit from it. So in the event there's a fire or flood or something in their unit, some apartment complexes, a lot of market rate apartment complexes now require you to get renters insurance when you move in. We don't generally do that, but we're trying to educate our tenants on the benefits of it. And so, but it was well attended and they had great participation.
Have a resolution there, Rich, you want to talk to us about?
Yes.
It is, this resolution is just to change the standard operating procedure. Instead of having the members have to come in and sign the slips to move funds from the security deposit account to the main account. Is changing it to where we can do it electronically and Mr. Barner can sign off on those. And I'll just point out, the resolution number is 05.24.01.
Oh,
That was my first resolutions.
05.21.24.
Oh, 05.24, month, year, number. 05.24.01.
Entertain a motion to,
I make a motion that we adopt the resolution 05.24.01.
Second.
all in favor of adopting the, resolution 5.24.24. I get it wrong.
5.24.01.
Okay, okay, 01, stand corrected, okay. All in favor of accepting the, approving the, resolution as stated with change,
Aye.
all opposed,
And the page after just shows
the breakdown.
Yeah.
the new policy. Yes.
Entertain a motion to go into, executive session, closed session,
I make a motion that we go into closed
discuss.
closed
personnel
session to
matter.
discuss personnel matter citing section 143-318.11A6, as well as the purchase of real property, citing section 143-318.11A4.
All in favor of going to closed session, signify by saying aye. Opposed,
Dana was the second.
Can I ask something, Chairman?
excuse me,
Can I ask why the real estate, what property you're gonna discuss?
it's closed.
It's closed session information.
Oh, it has nothing to do with the property.
It has purchase of real property, that's it.
I understand, but the negotiation, is that the reason you're going to closed session?
We don't know.
You don't identify the real property.
No, correct.
Just checking. Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's a lot of good reasons of you and. Yes.
Somebody.